Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me take the thumbnail down. That is a reminder that we do have GRP joining the show this morning, which I'm looking forward to. How we doing, GRP? I see you, by the way, in the queue. Is there any better camera angle that you can get? Because all I see is your forehead. You need to get. I'm going to set you up because you're in the content game way too deep to not have one of these stands for your phone. This is what you're going to need. But we'll talk about it. I'm going to bring you up in a second. First and foremost, I just want to say good morning to everybody. Thanks for joining. It is Friday, heading into the first football weekend, college football weekend of the year. Well, I mean, listen, week 1 is the real college football weekend. Week 0, I understand, is like a little bit of an appetizer. I enjoyed last night's slate for the most part. I mean, I tried to stay up and watch the Nebraska-Cincy game. I'm not going to shit on it. It was a good old-fashioned, like, ugly game. I do have some thoughts and things I want to talk about, but I respect GRP's time, although I think he just froze. That's not good. I may have asked too much from him because now he froze. Oh, hold on. Yep, I see you now. We're going to get you up in 2 seconds. Okay. I just realized my fan's not on. Hold on. Got to get the fan on. Let me adjust the lighting for a second. Bam. All right. So we're not going to talk so much about the board today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk the GRP. I'm a GRP fan. I've been a big GRP fan for quite a while. So he's been on the stream a handful of times. I think even back to the early days. I think we were one of the first streams that George has come on. So I have some questions for him about football. I have some questions for him about his service that's starting up. And we should have a good time. So what a weekend we have in store. Yep, we'll talk about it. Nice job there. Nebraska Cincy under was there. It sure was. Whole game was into the last 5 minutes. Yep, I watched the highlights. I'll give you guys my thoughts at the end. Again, I want to get GRP up here, but just make sure we got a few minutes for everybody to lock or not lock in. We're not locking in on anything, but stroll in and have some fun here. Okay, hold on 1 second. Raul is exactly. Yep. Good morning, everybody. What's up, Graylish? Brinks, I'm going to get back to you about those shirts, by the way. I appreciate it. George, I can only see your nose down. I can't really see your face. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to bring you up. Are you good to go? Oh, it's much better. You're vertical.
Yeah, this is where I make my videos when I make my videos.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to show you, by the way. I'm just going to take a screenshot so you know I'm not full of shit. When I see you in the queue, it's a horizontal box, and I didn't know you were vertical for a second. So I thought that was going to be a terrible visual. But anyways, good morning, George. Thanks for joining us. I want to say you've made an appearance on my show now. Maybe this is your fourth time. I remember. Did you freeze? Oh no. The Wi-Fi, like to bet on teams, not bet on numbers. The Wi-Fi is a little spotty. Are you on Wi-Fi?
I'm on the regular feed. I'm not even on Wi-Fi.
Okay. Do you have
Wi-Fi? You want me to hang up for 30 seconds? I do. You want me to hang up for 30 seconds and go to Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it's a little glitchy if you don't mind.
Okay. Let me do it right now. Give me 30
seconds. No problem.
Seconds.
Go ahead. Take your time. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's see if I don't know about you guys, but hold on. Get the cat cable in your phone, GRP. Yeah. We'll DGen ripping and absolutely anyone who dares to stream with him. What are you talking about? I'm not ripping on everybody who dares to stream with me. I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Ian? How you doing? Good morning. Good to see you. Quantitative. Good morning, as always. How we doing? Electric start. Yep. Wouldn't want it any other way. GRP starting like Kansas State and Ireland. Love that. Hello, QE. How was your day yesterday? Love the friendly banter in the YouTube chat. I had 5 plays yesterday. Now I guess we could talk about it a little bit. Just a quick recap. I went 2-3. My favorite bet. Oh yeah, GRP looks crispy. Hold on, let's table that. Let's get GRP back up here. Hold on.
Is this better?
So much better.
Okay, great. Because on my end it looks the same, but now I'm on Wi-Fi.
Yep. Chad, if anybody has any issues, I can hear you and see you great. So let's rock and roll. But anyways, I was just thanking you for your time, for coming back on the show. I have a feeling that most of my followers are probably familiar with you, but if not, I wanted to obviously just give a quick intro in terms of GRP and his betting status, or his status in the sports betting community. We got college football starting up, but you're an NFL bettor, right? I just want to make sure you don't bet college football.
Correct. I'm 95% NFL sides, NFL futures. Very, very little college football in my entire life. But I had Travis Hunter to win the Heisman last year for $300 at 25 to 1. That was a nice little $7,500 winner.
No shit. And was that something that I saw the other day? You and I are VSiN guys. I've been listening to VSiN for about 8 or 9 years. Big Mitch and Paulie fans. I don't know where you stand with those guys, but I saw that you were listening to Mitch or someone on Follow the Money, and you took a bet because you liked what they had to say. Did you hear someone talk about Travis Hunter, or was that something that you just came up with on your own?
The Travis Hunter, that of course, that was last season. After week one, he had a good game. And I'm watching ESPN. All they did was talk about, it's you're voting, it's a popularity contest, you have to be a name. All they were doing was talking about Travis Hunter. And after week one, his odds, again, I'm gonna estimate, one from like 50 to 1 to 25 to 1 to be the Heisman. Just I know the 25 to 1 was a fact because that's what I got. I don't know what it was before week one.
Yep.
But I'm like, hey, I like this. This kid plays both ways. He's got all the publicity in the world. He plays on Deion's team. I threw $300 on it at 25 to 1. There it was, $7,500.
Great wager. I got a question for you. So I'm the kind of guy, I love betting the futures market. I'm the kind of guy where if I like something, I'm going to bet it. I think a winner is a winner. I don't care. I mean, I understand and I respect the number. But there are sharps, pros, whatever you want to call them, who would not take that bet because you could have gotten Travis Hunter at 50 to 1. And because he went to 25 to 1, they would no longer take it. You're not that kind of better. You will make a wager if you like it, and it says you bet teams, not numbers. Am I right with that?
Yeah. Well, that's a very, very good, interesting question because the past is over. So here we are, week one end. He had a good game. He got publicity. The fact that it was 50 to 1 the 3 days before means nothing. You have to live in the moment. I wake up Sunday, it's 25 to 1. What do I want to do? It doesn't matter what it was 4 days ago. Just like betting sides during the week, let's say a number opens at 3, and now on Thursday it's 4. Okay. And there's a lot of people, it's a great point you just make. There's a lot of people that now say, oh, you can't bet in lay 4 because you could have laid 3 2 days ago. That point means absolutely nothing. Today, the number's 4. What do you want to do? That's as simple as that.
GRP, this is why I'm a fan of yours.
Right.
That's how I like to bet. And we were talking yesterday in college football. South Florida was a 9.5 point underdog. They went down to 5. And we had some people in here. Shout out Alan Dims. I don't know if he's in here or not. I like Alan, but he's an asshole. And he was like, it's an absolutely stupid bet to take South Florida at 5. I got them at 8.5. South Florida won the game outright by 30 points. If you like the team, if you like the side, if you like the player, I just say take the bet. So here's what I want to ask you. You've been doing this a long time. Your popularity, your content's been great. You've been getting, I feel like, established a little bit more of a name for yourself. Before we talk about your service that you're getting into this year, which I'm very interested to hear about certain things, you went to Bet Bash again. I met you at Bet Bash 2 years ago. That was my first Bet Bash experience. I think you had been a handful of times before that, but you spoke this year. You had a spot with Zilbert. I was not there. There was no leaked footage, unfortunately, but obviously, like, that would have been a very interesting seminar to go to because you're a very entertaining person. I don't know much about Zilbert, I got to be honest with you, although he was wearing sandals with no socks, I think, which was kind of very disrespectful to any seminar you're speaking at. But what did you, if you don't mind telling me or telling us, what was your angle or what was your approach, and what did you try to teach the people or your audience at Bet Bash?
Right. So the topic was NFL futures props.
Okay.
So I kind of talked to Spanky like 4 months before, ran it by him, said, hey, I'd be interested in doing a seminar. Spanky's like, great. And then he's like, well, okay, sounds good. Let's try and find someone else for you to give the seminar with, so it makes it easy. I'm like, okay, great. So he somehow found Zilbert. Now, before the seminar, I had never met him in my life. And I'm an NFL prop, and Zilbert's more of a baseball guy. He seems to be decent at baseball. So here we are. We're doing the seminar together. And I needed a way to display what I'm talking about. So the morning of the seminar, I go to the local office supply store. You had the picture up before. I had a little, kind of like a big notebook of like 2 feet by 3 feet. And I would write my notes on in each subject. And there you go. It was perfect. The thing probably weighed 2 pounds, so it was very easy for me to talk and show to the people there. There's probably 60, 70 people there what I'm talking about. And so I just ended up talking for 45 minutes. Afterwards,
Wow.
Yeah, it was an hour seminar with two people. I had no idea how long mine was going to go for. Zilbert talked the last 10, 15 minutes, and it just worked out well. And people thought it was kind of funny. People really liked the entertainment value, and it really, in the end, you never know how those seminars are tricky. It just worked out really well.
Yeah, so even before you're starting a pick service, which is definitely going to cause some pushback and some and bring out more haters because there are people who just like point blank. It's like a firm rule. If you sell picks, you're already an enemy. I'm 38 years old. I've been gambling since I was 18, 20 plus years. I've been on Twitter over a decade. Like I've known about selling picks for a long time. Even the the movie Two for the Money. I don't know if you've ever seen it with Matthew McConaughey and Pacino.
I just saw it for the second time 2 months ago. Second, and I saw it 15 years ago when it came out. Yeah.
One of my favorite movies, and actually one of the movies that like got me into wanting to even to bet. And so I've known about like premium picks. I've never had the balls to do it. The stress, and whatnot, and sports bettors. I know a lot of them. They can be big babies, and I don't want that kind of pressure of basically telling somebody what I think is going to win if it loses and having to deal with that. You obviously going into this year, you feel confident and comfortable enough. You've been documenting your picks. I think you've been doing fairly well.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily spray the board. You're disciplined better. I like that you're transparent. You document everything. It's great. I'm a big fan of your content. I don't care that you sell picks. I don't care that anybody sells picks. What I hate are the bad apples out there who, when they sell picks, they're not transparent. All they do is they try to show you their winners. They don't tell you about their losses, and they use that to market themselves and attract more people to sign up. And you've got a bunch of just, for lack of a better term, douchebags in the space that give a real bad look for people. You're going into this now, and I saw you adjusted some pricing, and you're going to be charging, I think it's $500 now. There's some tiers in pricing. Is that correct?
Correct. So on to make it real simple, on Sundays, it's $500 for the whole season.
Okay.
Okay. If you want the picks a little early as Thursday. So starting Thursday, any pick I make from Thursday it's $700. So you will get the picks earlier. $900, you'll get the picks as early as Tuesday if I make picks that early. So it's basically simple as that: 500, 700, 900. My theory is a sports book might want the picks earlier. If a guy's a big gambler, he's betting 10, 25,000 a game and he respects what I do, he'll pay the 900. He doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a smaller time bettor, you're betting whatever, a few $100s a game, they can wait till Sunday and just pay 500. And if they're really smart, they find someone to split the cost with. So yes, I do have 3 tiers of pricing. That's correct.
Now, are you prepared? Are you mentally prepared? I'm going to say yes. You seem like a guy who is thick-skinned, blocks out the noise, doesn't really, take criticism. I mean, you don't ignore it completely, but it doesn't really affect you. You're pretty consistent. Are you prepared to have clients or people pay for your picks, tail them, and if you hit a rut and you go cold and they start to, say some pretty mean things about you? Are you mentally prepared for this?
It, of course, it's going to happen. I'm going to have losing weeks. I'll even admit there's basically 4 months of the season. I'll probably have one losing month, and it's going to be brutal because people love to attack me.
Yep.
It's not, you know what? It's a tough business, but like you said earlier, I agree with you. Most of these guys are scumbags, and I'm doing it for 3 reasons. Yes, to make money. Yes, I want to be famous because I've spent years I think I can beat the number long term.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I also want to indirectly clean up the business because all I'm doing, I'm betting the games. So let's say it's Tuesday at noon, I bet the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send out a tweet 5 minutes later. I just bet the game, ticket number 12345. If anyone wants to pay to know what I bet, feel free. Now, like if most people are going to be, I don't want to buy pick, that's great. Then you're in the 95%. You can just at halftime, I'm gonna say exactly who I bet. Sometimes it's
Okay.
gonna, that's called integrity. No, these pick sellers would never think of doing anything like that. These guys are criminals.
That's pretty interesting. Okay, so every bet you're on, if I don't pay for your service, I'm going to know what you're on at halftime of the game.
100%.
Got it. Okay, very cool.
And you have to respect that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think doing anything like that is better than not doing it. So
Right.
I'm with you. And you're right. A lot of people aren't doing that. Okay. So I wanted to make sure, again, everybody understands who you are, what you're doing. This is what caught my attention. And I commented this and I said, as a GRP fan, longtime fan, I think when you had maybe 3,000 followers, I don't know what you have now,
Yeah.
but
20.
okay, there you go. This is a tough look. And this is where I want to ask you. I feel like we can simplify this unless there's a reason you're doing this that I don't understand. The way you're accepting payments. Now, I know you're old school, and I'm going to give you a chance to talk. I know you're old school and you want to collect a check. I got no beef with that. I'm an old school guy myself, but I'm a big fan of the movie Moneyball. When Billy Bean says adapt or die. Obviously, I figured out this fucking shit with Discord and Twitch or whatever. It gives me a migraine to try to deal with this stuff. But there's a lot of payment services out there that make it really easy. Are you thinking about Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, anything other than a Western Union, whatever it's a money order or certified check, mailing directly to you?
100% I am. Yes, 3 days ago, I have my official business address. So if someone wants to mail me a cashier's check, because some people will also have my attitude that, boy, I respect him, but I want to send a cashier's check. The guy doesn't want to deal with the apps either. Some people are old school. You
Sure.
understand that. Everyone's
Sure.
different. So some people will love to overnight me a cashier's check for the year or mail it to me. And that's great. But yes, all these young kids now, everyone under 40, they want to push a button on a phone. 2 months ago, I used the term paper. I said Western Union, and everyone just made fun of me. And I wasn't trying to be funny. I was being serious.
I
But
know.
I'm like, what's the big deal? You go to the Western Union, you send me $500, it costs you 40. I don't understand why that's wrong. There's certain things that are nice about that, and everyone just ripped me to shreds. So during the last 2 days, I've been to three different banks, my bank, asking them about Zelle. And so far I've gotten a lot of good response. I guess 90% of the banks use Zelle.
Yep.
So I would say more chance than not, I'm going to start taking Zelle come
Okay.
like Monday, because believe me, I've been getting ripped to shreds, and I think but there is a technology thing, and you hear kind of weird hacking stories, but in this day and age, you gotta do something like this. And I don't want to do credit. People say do credit cards. I don't want someone give me their credit card number. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do credit cards. I think it's just an app, or you're going to send me a check, overnight a check. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't even like the idea of depositing money from a credit card into a sports book, like betting on credit.
Yeah.
So I'm with you there. It would be hilarious content if you one day chose to accept crypto and set up a Bitcoin or Ethereum account. Just throwing that out there.
Now there's another complete. Well, again, you know how crypto is. You either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
I'm like 90% of the people. Like I know nothing about it. It's foreign to me. But 1%, 2% are obsessed with it.
Yeah.
That's just not my thing, and I'm not going to get involved in that either.
Very fair. Okay, so going into this year, and I don't want you to reveal any secrets,
Yeah.
but going into this year, you've been doing this. I think I've been following you now for about 2 years, and you've been pretty detailed when you make a pick, you document the pick, and you make your video and you give a reason as to why you made the pick. And what I like about the way you make picks is I overthink things a lot. I'm in my head. I've gone through all different ways of betting, being contrarian, fading the public, reading the line moves, this and that. And then, obviously for many times I'll still dumb it down. I'll be like, I don't like this coach, I'm fading him. Or I like this guy, I'm betting on him. I feel like you simplify it and you like this team. You think they're the better team. Let's say they're a 7-point favorite. You think they can win the game by 10. You see the discrepancy in the market. You'll make that move. But now that you're going to be selling picks, are you going to be changing anything up? Are you trying to look at more data, more stats? I don't know. Everybody's using an algorithm now and plus EV and stuff like that. Or are you sticking to what you know?
Yeah. Okay. Regarding betting games, you're talking point spreads. I have a formula that tells me what side I should bet.
Okay.
And yes, contrary to what everyone thinks, I check 3 or 4 sports books looking for the best line before I make a bet on a point spread. point spread is a tricky thing. Everything's a little different. Now, when I bet on a futures prop, that's another, that's, for example, in the last 24 hours, I made two bets off of the news yesterday with the big trade, with what's his name from the Cowboys. I just made a bet. I made a bet. I was looking at it before the trade. So I have the Bears under 2.5 wins in the division
Mm-hmm.
at even money. I put it in my notebook. I tweeted out yesterday. I was looking at this bet for a couple of days anyway. I'm like, game one, they're at home. They're getting 1 point. How are they, I don't think they're going to go 3-3 in the division. I'm thinking they're going to go 2-4. And
Mm-hmm.
then yesterday, the big trade happened. Cowboys got better.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. I put 1,000.
Packers
I
got
got it
better.
early too. I got it at still at even money.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's at minus 135. So if you want to bet the Bears under 2.5 wins in the division, you got to lay 135. I got it at even money because
Wow.
the Micah Parsons trade.
Yeah.
Everyone attacks the under, and they took a lot of stuff off the board. So you have to look at all the ancillary markets that are still indirectly related to that trade. And I immediately tagged the Bears under 2.5 wins because Green Bay's got a real good team. And then I made, what was the bet I just made this morning?
Another
Coach of the
futures bet.
year. I have Matt LaFleur. I looked for the best number. I got Caesar's Palace, gave me 22-1. I have 400, the most I could bet. I bet $450. Matt LaFleur, Coach of the Year, at 22-1. So if he does it, that's 10,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I think 22-1 is a good bet.
So here's a question I want to ask you about this division real quick. You're a Bears guy. You know your Bears pretty well. I know you hit that big wager on them that one time about allowing the most points or something like that.
2022, the worst defense in the league. They were 25-1. Put $1,000 on it. They gave up the most points in the year. Picked up 25 grand.
So I'm curious. In this division, I want to fade the Minnesota Vikings, and I don't even really necessarily want to fade the Vikings as a team. I like Kevin O'Connell. I like their weapons. I like their roster, but I'm not buying into JJ McCarthy year one. So it sounds like you're not really high on the Bears, at least within the division, which I understand. So you kind of respect those teams, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings. What are your thoughts on the Vikings this year? Just
You
curious.
know what? 2-3 months ago, if you remember, their total was 8.5. I went over 8.5 2-3 months ago with a lot of other people because before this big trade, I mean, they were like 9-ish, maybe 9.5 juice to the under.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look what they did last year. They only lost 2-3 games.
Yep.
But I'm with you 100%. I'm not a JJ McCarthy guy. He's a little stiff, but they got talent. They're a little thin on wide receiver the first 4 games. The one good wide receiver
Yep.
got suspended.
Yep.
But I'll tell you one thing about this division. I think it's completely unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Detroit's at 10.5. Last year, they lost only 2 games
Mm-hmm.
with all these injuries. Yes, now they've lost some coaches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's completely unpredictable division. This Caleb Williams, he looks like he and the coach just, he doesn't quite have it yet. And to me, it's totally an unpredictable. The most unpredictable division in the league is the NFC North.
I agree. And what's your outlook on the Bears? Aside from the division, do you think they're going to over under their win total if you had to bet it?
Yeah, I right now they're 8.5, like minus 140-ish to the under. I haven't touched that. I have no opinion on that, but I just told you what the bet I made yesterday. I think they're either going to go 2-4 or worse in the division. The other 3
Mm-hmm.
teams are at least good.
Mm-hmm.
I got it even money. Hey, I placed a bet yesterday. I think it's a good bet.
Are you going to go to any games this year? Because you're just because you're selling picks, I'm assuming you're still going to be in the content game,
Yes.
which you're doing really well at. So have you ever thought about doing the kids call it boots on ground, betting on one of your games, maybe making it one of your favorite plays of the year and actually being there to sweat it, kind of like how you were sweating the comeback player of the year award.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm a little old curmudgeon. I almost guarantee you I will not be going to a Bears game. I haven't even been to the new redone stadium. They did it like 15 years ago because
Yeah.
I wasn't living here for a while. But anyway, I hear leaving the stadium is brutal. And I hear the stadium is just average at best. And in this day and age, you got red zone. Why would you be in a stadium when you can sit at home with red zone, eat whatever you want, go to the washroom with a clean toilet seat? You know, you go to you go to the games if you got a 10-year-old kid. You don't go to the games when you're 60 years old.
George, ball. I will give you that. If you were to go to a game, I get a lot of shit for this because I'm kind of old curmudgeon too for a 38-year-old, but I like to leave early to beat traffic.
My dad, of course, would take me to one game a year, and if right away, fourth quarter, right away, he wants to leave early to beat traffic. And there was a game. It's funny. This is now because I remember Harbaugh was the quarterback, 1990-ish against the Bears against Detroit. We left early. Harbaugh made a great comeback, game winning pass, end of the game. We missed it. We were in the car listening on the radio.
Yeah, it does suck. I went to a NASCAR race once. We left to beat traffic. It was like a fucking photo finish. There was a huge wreck in the end. I was like, well, that would have been a little bit fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, okay. So going into the season, and then we can wrap up with this. Week 1, you still have a little bit of time, but have you already done your research? Is like basically like a draft, the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Is the pick already in?
Right. Okay. Because we already know the game and the spreads for week 1, I'm probably going to have 1 pick, which is usually I'm going to have roughly 30 to 40 picks during the year, which is 2.5. Week 1, obviously, I don't have the data from a previous week. I'm kind of going off last, but as of right now, I have 1 pick, and probably I'll place the bet Tuesday morning, and I'll tweet out, I placed my bet. Here's my ticket number. And like I told you earlier, at halftime, I'm going to tweet out, here's my bet. And then when the game's over, win or lose, you're going to see the complete bet slip with the ticket number, and win or lose. There's no fooling around. I gotta cause a house cleaning in this business. These con men got to start doing the same thing because these guys sell picks, but they don't bet the games. Yeah.
Snowman, I think it's $500 for the season. Snowman is
on Sundays, correct? On Sundays.
Yep, you get the picks on Sundays. All right, George. Well, good luck to you. Thanks for making some time and talking this morning. I think that sort of clears things up. I'm glad that you're open-minded to try to accept some different forms of payment. Listen, I'll be rooting for you. I like you. I know you got some haters. Even people that I like are not the biggest GRP fans. That's fine. And not everybody's going to agree, but I got no beef with people who sell picks. You got a lot of confidence, more confidence than I do. I'm wishing you well, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're on at halftime.
DJ, thanks for having me on. You're right. We've known each other through the social media for several years, and hopefully you're at Bet Bash 6 next year.
Yeah, it'll make it like an every other year thing, I think. So well,
you know what? That's really not a bad plan.
Yep. So we'll look forward to maybe I'll see you again with Weston, guy in the cornfields as well. So
right, you guys seem to always be together, and all your followers. GRP Wins is my Twitter.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys start following me.
Yeah, I'll send him the link in the chat right now. George, thanks for the time and best of luck this year.
Perfect, Eugene. Keep in touch, buddy. Bye bye.
Yep. Take it easy. All right. Thanks to GRP for making the time. I'm going to send his Twitter profile in here now. So if you guys want to follow him, if you don't follow George already, I mean, I highly suggest getting familiar with his content, but I do want to preface something though. You can't be someone who takes things too seriously. Okay. If you take things too seriously, GRP might not be for you. People say like, oh, he's a bit, he's a shtick. I don't know, but I think the guy's entertaining. I like him. Seems like a straight shooter. So you can make your own opinion. I'm not going to tell you how to think and go from there. And listen, if you don't want to pay for a service, don't fucking pay for a service. It's as simple as that. I don't really know what to tell you, So, but I'm wishing him well. I'm wishing him luck, and I don't want anybody to fail. I don't want anybody to lose money. And it doesn't seem to me like he's going to be one of the scammers or bad guys in the industry. But I understand. I saw a comment earlier that's like, "Oh, if you're so good, why don't you just bet and make money off your wagers?" I understand that take, but also to a certain extent, like people, the demand's there. You're the beef, in my opinion, with selling picks should not be at the person who's doing it. It really is. You got to hate the game. You can't hate the player. That's the way I look at it. I mean, if there are people out there who are willing to pay money to know what somebody else is on, so be it. That's the way I look at it. So be it. You know, I mean, your issue really should be if you have a hard time with it with the people who spend money on the picks. And I mean, listen, like I said, I think there's way worse people out there who aren't even fucking. I don't even care so much if you're betting the game, but it's also I kind of just don't even know if like you're making a real opinion on something. It kind of just seems like there's so many lazy takes out there for people who sell picks, whether they're just kind of they just look at a model, you know, and it's like this is plus EV. Okay, this is what I'm going to sell to you. It's like, well, at some point I just kind of think you're going to get replaced. You know, I think these models, these plus EV things they're going to be just so commonplace, you know, especially with AI kind of getting involved in this space. It's going to be interesting, but we'll see. I think you got to be a little unique, a little different. And like I said, George's takes on the games have always been pretty cut and dry and pretty straightforward. I like them. Sometimes I've found they be a little bit of the square side. I always get a little nervous sometimes. Again, I think if a line's too good to be true, you know, if the Lions are, you know, 5.5 at home against a Cowboys, and I'm like, fuck, I thought they were going to be 8.5. I get a little bit nervous. George will fucking just lay it with the Lions, and sometimes it'll win, sometimes it won't. For $900, you better take it serious for sure. Yeah. What do we think about Texas going from dog to fave? Oh man, I'll tell you what, that is serious. That is serious. For 25, 40 picks is wild. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it is. I mean, you're at the end of the day, you could pay for 3-4 times that. And what if your hit rate is just about the same? Your plus or minus is going to be about the same, you know? I'm okay with that. But I understand what you're saying though. I get it. I'm not here to defend George. Okay. I'm not getting paid to promote him or take his side or anything like that. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. So saying he bets the games is irrelevant when he is going to make way more of his VIP and 30, 40 plays he bets in the NFL. Sure. My beef is if you buy picks and the guy loses, do they give you a refund? The industry was built by giving people 50-50 sides. I highly doubt it. But that's also kind of the chance you take. Like, you know that going into it. Again, if you only would buy picks from someone who's going to refund you if it loses, I get it. You probably get a lot more clientele that way. But I don't think it works like that. So anybody who's buying a pick should know that there's a very good chance it can lose. You know, I'm loving OSU even more with the line movement. Yeah, well, let's talk about it. Yeah, listen, Curdy Flirty, this is a really popular take. I'm so shocked because a few weeks ago I wanted to make this my fucking POD Hammercock Lock. So, okay, DJ, not sure if you mentioned it, but I'm guessing Schwarber's night last night. Oh my God, I almost made a fucking tweet about it. Did you guys know? You probably did. I always talk about my futures bets ad nauseum. Did you guys know or see what happened to Kyle Schwarber last night? I mean, I've talked about having Cal Raleigh 101 to be the RBI leader in baseball. He was up there for majority of the season. And then I'd say as of the last month, Kyle Schwarber's just been out of his fucking mind. 9 RBIs? I've never seen that. I've seen 5. I've seen 6. 9 is stupid. How the fuck does that even happen? That is a fun fact. I didn't know that. Yeah. I was Curdy Flirty always in here, and this motherfucker ain't never got $6 to spare on a subscription for the Degenerate Weekly Twitch channel, but that's all right. I don't care how you spend your money. All right. I'm just glad you're here hanging out. Appreciate you. Watch an ad. Steak, I hope you're feeling better, brother. On a different note, huge Phillies fan, Schwarber bombs all over the place. Yeah. Hey, you guys want to talk about last night? I feel like there's some good recapping to do. And then we're going to take it down. I got a hard stop at 11 o'clock. Steak is sick. Again, thanks to GRP for coming on. Steak is sick. And so we're going to be posting our best bets video going into week 1. I got a couple written up here. You know, we're not gatekeeping anything, but there's a kind of a difference, I think, for what we can provide or what we can do when we talk about our games that we like. Because when we do the board reviews, if you're familiar with them, we've been doing this. We've been going, we're like year 3 now doing this. You know, we really go live. It's like first look, like, you know, at a fucking wedding, when you turn around and your bride's there, first time you see her in a wedding dress. That's what we do with the board every day. You know, first look, nothing's premeditated. We're just coming up with our thoughts with you guys, taking shit you give us as well into consideration. Although shout out Cam is Money giving me that fucking Akron over last night. Jeez Louise. What did I tell? I tailed the fucking squad pod. NC State -14. Yeah. Revenge game my fucking ass. That was a shit wager. And then I tailed this over in Akron. I see it's 3-0 in the third quarter. I honestly thought it was a glitch. Nope, not a fucking glitch. I went 2-1 in my plays. No big deal. My favorite bet that I talked about the most was the over in the USF Boise game. Horrendous wager. Horrendous wager. Boise State was awful. Let me talk about that game for a second. No, I went 2-3, but I'm again, this is what I do. I'm not blaming myself there. I tailed Steak and I tailed Cam his money. So did I win? Yeah, kind of moral victory, but did I really win? No, not really. You see how that works? Yeah, you see how that works? That's why I don't sell plays. I'm not transparent enough. Just kidding. I'm transparent as fuck. All my plays are on Pickett. Download Pickett. Download Pickett, track your wagers, use promo code DGen when you do. And also, if you're going to any games, you see this shit right here? Promo code DGen, $20 off on SeatGeek. Jack State, baby. Yes, sir. I played that first half under. I thought Jack State was going to muck it up. Game got delayed. I was like, oh, fuck. Watch, they're going to come out here now. The defenses aren't going to want to play. Some a bitch. USF +6 POD. Yep. Quantitative eating. Can we give it up to quantitative eating, this motherfucker? I mean, how this guy is hitting way more than he misses. Great addition to the community. Been a pleasure having you in here, quantitative. Great job on the POD. Yeah, USF looked good. So I posted a video, and it actually did quite well. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I posted a video on Twitter yesterday, and I just kind of wanted to get on and share my thoughts on the line movement. Let's see. This got 62,000 views. I can't believe this actually did this well. This is crazy. This video about hold on. Did anybody watch it? Did anybody see it? It's so funny. You never know what'll do well and what won't do well. I've put stuff up there that I liked that got 12 likes. I put stuff up there that I think is and fucking is pretty well received. So anyways, 14 people bookmarking this. I guess people just really like talking about live movement, which I understand. I love talking about line movement, but this is what I try to tell Steak sometimes in the content game. We do this and we grind and talk and do so much in the stream, in the chat with you guys, but there's a big world out there. We got to take our thoughts and what we say and put it out on Twitter. So I'm looking, fucking Steak is in here with a big ball brain for 2 hours. But then I look at his fucking Twitter, Micah Parsons gets tweeted or gets traded, his retweet, and his Twitter thoughts are holy fuck balls. I'm like, what the shit? You know what? So I push record. I start talking about this, and it's a good conversation piece. So this is fascinating to me. And I know I also kind of got shredded because the way I was talking, people were like, oh, you must have liked Boise State. Well, yeah, I liked them. I didn't play them because at the end of the day, like, I'm not out here just blindly fading steam, and I'm not tailing it necessarily, but I will if I really like it. I did not trust USF that much. I really didn't. But let me tell you, I watched about a half of that game, maybe about 3/4 of it. Holy fuck. I don't remember Byram. It's hard to say that. Byram Brown being that much of a bad motherfucker. I mean, Boise, at least, I thought had a pretty stout defense, especially with so many guys coming back. Brown fucking ran all over him, trucking him left and right. I mean, Boise just had no business being on the same field as USF. And my God, who is this Maddox Madsen guy? This quarterback? Yeah. Over Bay Cap. That was a bad man. This is the best way to fucking say it right here. That is the best way to say it. That was a bad man. I mean, when you watch him play football, holy shit. He was hurt last season, and you don't watch the games. Of course, you don't know how good he is. Fucking Alan Dims. I don't know what to tell you, cocksucker. I can't sit here and fucking watch every game. I work on the fucking weekends, and I got a wife. Eat my ass. But listen, I've seen Byron Brown play. I watched South Florida. Also, I think I took Alabama when they played South Florida in Alabama. But I was not familiar with how good he was. Alan, if you watch all the games, I would love for you to start a stream to talk about sports, and we would all love to tune in and be we would be so delighted. It would be so great if we can have your thoughts, since you know every player in every sport. Fuck off, Alan. Yeah, I know. 100% Cam's money looking for that much contact as a QB is insane. Yeah. Unfortunately, the way he plays, he's going to get hurt again. Very well said. Most exciting game of the night. Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a second. Off topic, how's Mojo? Thank you very much for asking, actually, Snide. We got I think it's called the pathology report. They did biopsies. They did a colonoscopy and an endoscopy. So they go down your throat and up your ass. It took like 12 biopsies left and right from Mojo. They came back negative, so he does not have lymphoma, which is excellent. But here is the kicker. Mojo, my dog, has a really bad stomach disease. It's called IBD. they said like his intestines are just friable, like they're all like mush, they're not firm. It's bad. So he can't eat anything without vomiting or shitting blood. So he's on steroids. My dog's been just started steroids. I don't know if anybody's had this before, not to get like too TMI, but they make him drink. They make him eat. He can digest better, but he drinks a lot of water. And he's pissed himself in the middle of the night before, but he's been waking up now to go pee. And I'm talking like 20-second pisses. I have not had a night of uninterrupted sleep for a week. I feel like this is probably what it's like if you have a newborn. This motherfucker wakes up every hour and a half to 2 hours. Mojo's 14 going on 15. That's okay. No, you don't need to be sorry. I like to check my baggage at the door. We all got fucked up shit going on. I'm not looking for sympathy, but thank you very much. Holy shit, dude. Last night, this motherfucker woke me up. What time? I mean, I fell asleep pretty early. Don't give me shit about it. But the other night, it was every hour and a half. It was unbelievable. I woke up 6 times. But 2:30, 3:30, and then again, I think at 5:00. This is tough. I remember Big Cat talking about it when he had like 2-3 kids. He's just like, you're just always tired. Again, I'm not comparing having a dog to a kid. I'm just talking about the sleep thing. Like, I think you wake up a lot when you have a newborn and an infant. Like, oof, man, I'll tell you what, my head feels weird. Like collectively, I got about 6.5 hours of sleep, but it's in spurts, it's like broken up. I feel fucking weird. Anyways, thanks for checking in. Appreciate you. But back to the game. So I was really impressed with USF and also Golish. Are we not going to give Golish some credit? DJ, you seem to be Jerry's biggest supporter on that trade. Need your full thoughts. Yeah, we'll talk about that for a second. I don't really understand. I don't understand something. In today's trade market, I think it's pretty hard to get a solid return when you know a guy doesn't want to be there. Right or wrong? When you know a guy doesn't want to be there, you don't really have much leverage. Yeah, he is. That fake punt was fucking awesome. Awesome. Let's talk about this trade for a second, though. Do you think... Let me pull it up real quick. Cowboys trade defensive end Michael Parsons to the Packers agreed to a 4-year, $188 million deal. $136 million guaranteed. Are you doing the math? He just won a new contract. Okay, right. But dude, to what extent? How much more money can you possibly pay this guy? The fact that Jerry Jones acted like a mastermind. All right, that's fine. He would have wanted to be there if they paid him. That's all they had to do. Horrendous recognition from Boise not realizing it wasn't the punter out there. Yeah, but I mean, awesome fucking play. Keeping in mind what Micah is making year one, you have to take that into account the trade. Yep. Is it though? This is just this is the market. This is the NBA eking over into the NFL. This is Chandler Parsons making $30 million a year. It just is what it is. I'm not saying he's Chandler Parsons, but you understand what I'm saying. Like all these players are going to make so much more money. This is crazy for a defensive end. $47 million a year. Jerry is so bad that he said he wanted him gone in March. Michael would have passed TJ Miles no matter what. Felt like an ego move by Jerry Jones. The market went from 35 to 47 now in the last 4 months. I don't understand how you get rid of your best player. In what world does that happen? If losing generational talent on an already weak defense, replacing him with 2 late first-round picks, a guy who had 1 sack last year, sure, please. Jones keeps saying Michael was hilarious. Excuse you, Dallas traded. Football goes to the highest bidder. Yep, fuck the Lakers. Jerry could have made this deal long ago. It's his fault for waiting so long. But don't you think he got a good return? At least. That's the thing, I guess. If you're not going to pay him and he's not going to be there and he's got to go somewhere else, don't you think he did pretty well? Or no? Yeah, look. There we go. Me and Alan Dims collabed. Horrible return? What? That is a terrible return? What are you going to get? Good trade for the Cowboys. Don't need to pay Parsons that much. They need more pieces for their defense. It's pretty bad. It would stay that way if they gave him that money. I couldn't agree anymore. Listen, I think Micah Parsons is incredible. I think he's a great player. It's also kind of a fucking head case, but that's all right. You need to be a little bit of a nut job when your job is to just get after the quarterback. Adam's got picks with 5 subs. Also, a couple new follows. Tony White 33. What's up? Welcome. Kobunski religion. There is no religion conversation in this chat. Just want you to know we do talk sports, but welcome. I think Dallas did well in the trade. Yeah. I don't. This is the thing. I want to make this clear, I guess. I don't know that I like I get what you guys are saying. And I think if you even go back and watch when we talked about it, Steak and I was very pro keeping Micah Parsons if you're the Dallas Cowboys. I am. But that's a lot of fucking money. And they got nobody else. I know they got Diggs. They got one other guy like on defense. I'm forgetting the name. Is it Overshow or something like that? But I mean, you're paying a lot of guys. You're paying a lot of guys. You're paying CD. You're paying Dak. I just think that defense needs a lot more than just Micah Parsons. One guy getting that much money is insane. I'm sorry, it is. But yeah, I get it. He is a game changer, and he is one of the best at his position. I don't think he is the best. Obviously, I think Myles Garrett and TJ Watt are up there. To think you're willing to pay the 12th best QB in the league whatever he wants, but not a top 5 defensive player is laughable. Well, I think the difference there is that QB is so important. Your team is done for if you don't have a good quarterback. Done. You have to have a good quarterback, and we know Dak is at least a good quarterback. Is he a winner? Not necessarily. Dak is 32. You paid all these guys to win. Now you can't let these guys go. Should have been paid before Dak. Yeah. When has the Cowboys been good since the 90s? I don't know. People forget how many pass rushers are exploding in today's game. Yeah, Dak will be down in New Orleans with his old seat. Yep. Look, all I'm saying is this. If Jerry Jones and the Cowboys cannot make a deal with Micah Parsons, and you are trading a player who is going to be paid $47 million a year, you need to find a team that's willing to take that player and pay him what he wants. Just hear me out for a second, to find a team that was willing to pay $47 million to a defensive end and get 2 first-round picks in return, I thought was pretty decent. I did. I thought that was a good move. I'm sorry, a good return. I just want to make it clear. I don't necessarily think getting rid of Micah Parsons is good for the Cowboys. Like that's not that's not the stand I'm taking, if that makes sense. But yeah, like is that take such a bad take? Like I commented on Steak's meme where it was like, let's get you to bed, Jerry. And that's fine. I got no issue if you're anti Jerry Jones. I'm not pro Jerry Jones, but I was a little impressed. 47 is a lot, but cap is rising every year. Yep. What's the plan? I know, but Steak, dude, like even if you pay $47 million to Micah Parsons, how are you going to get better anywhere else on the defense? You are strapped for at the cap, aren't you? Yeah. Your take is fine. Thank you. Have Tyler Smith do to get money as well. Yep. You can't pay Micah, but the trade calculation says it wasn't a fair deal. I kind of agree. Those 2 first rounds. No, I understand. I'm certainly not saying that they're going to be. You might never find another Micah Parsons. Should have traded him before the draft so they could have. Sure. So do you not agree with the Steelers paying Watt 42? Well, Cam, I guess maybe I'm a little bit biased. I want to make this clear. I like Micah Parsons as a player. I think he's a fucking nut job, and I think he's a head case. I really do. I think he's a strange individual. I don't know TJ Watt personally. I don't know that he's better or worse. I really don't. I think I would, if I could take TJ Watt or Micah Parsons, I would take TJ Watt. And I also, for whatever reason, just think the Steelers have a few more pieces in their defense to where you're a better overall unit, and you could afford to just pay one guy at defensive end. You can get 2 Kenny Pickett's. That is hilarious. As a business, it's the right move. I kind of think so. Micah's 26 and Watt's 30. Good point. Very good point. Yeah. No sacks in playoff games. Oh, wow. Is that real? Is that a real stat? Adam's got picks for 5 subs. Thanks again, Adam. I appreciate you, man. Parsons did nothing as a run stopper. Clark will do better in support. Yeah. Problem for the Cowboys is what are they paying Dak? Fair enough. Problem for the Cowboys, waited too long to pay Micah. Sure. Yeah. No shit. 1 sack? That's what I'm saying, man. Like, here's the thing. With a defensive end like Micah Parsons, you can game plan. When you get the best teams in that time of the year in the playoffs, and you get to fucking just go all in on the best game plan possible. Clearly, in 4 games, they've done a pretty good job of that. Now, obviously, I'm sure he's rushed the passer and applied pressure and got hurries and other things that aren't necessarily on the stat sheet aside from sacks. I understand that. I want to make sure I'm not taking anything away from Micah Parsons. Again, all I'm saying is if you are the Cowboys and you have to trade Micah Parsons, not saying they have to, but that's what ended up happening. They're not going to pay him. I thought that was a good return. I did. I thought that was a good return. That's all I'm saying. How many games did the Cowboys win this year? I think they kind of land right around their win total. Probably 6 or 7. Probably 6 or 7. I think we are being too big brained here. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I think 7 wins sounds about right. And again, my bets on the Cowboys, you should know I'm a long time. I've been George Pickens for so long. I've had 2 vendettas out there on the Twitter world, and I couldn't stand people defending Russell Wilson, the stat nerds. Oh, look at his EPA per play and this and that. If you haven't actually watched the fucking tape, Russell Wilson was a check down guy to the running backs, wide receiver screens, this and that. He had a nice deep ball. Don't get me wrong. He hit Cortland Sutton a few times, but it's like the Broncos were not winning games. And it's like at the end of the day, I know it's a team sport, but give me a break with Russell Wilson. The other one was people saying George Pickens not being able to get separation, like the stat nerds, the fantasy nerds. That I couldn't stand it. Like, I don't like George Pickens because he can't get separation. Get out of my face. Get the fuck out of my face. Now, I'm not saying George Pickens is a good guy either. I don't know. Off the field issues, maybe. Another head case, another nut job. But at wide receiver, I want that motherfucker on my team. I love the addition of George Pickens. Love. I don't know who is running the ball for the Cowboys. Miles Sanders? Is that who? I wish they kept Rico Dowdle. I thought Rico Dowdle was good. What teams do if Arch stays in college next year? I don't know. You guys got a lot of questions today. By the way, it's still pretty busy over here. I hope Steak is resting up nicely because we got a fucking podcast to record or video to record, whatever. We got some best bets in week 1. I wanted to finish recapping last night though. So, well, no, I guess that's it. I thought Boise State's quarterback was so terrible. That was one of my biggest takeaways. Shout out to the Sharps. Now, listen, I want to make this clear too, because there were some other big line moves last night. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen. And I beef with Steak on this one with Rutgers. I know Steak had a great read with that over. It was like 47 up to 15. I was like, I don't know. That shit soared over. He had a great read with that. But Rutgers was like 10 to 15. I'm not laying 15 with Rutgers. Sorry. Especially when you look at Ohio as a team that can play football. So I ended up taking it. I took Ohio. The 2 bets I won last night were Ohio plus 15, and I took the under first half in the UCF Jacksonville State game. I don't think UCF is going to be very good, and I just thought Jacksonville State was going to muck it up. You know, what are you going to do when you go play USF? You just got to muck it up. You're Jacksonville State. You're 20-point underdog. You know, big day for underdogs. Big night, I should say. Big night for underdogs. NC State didn't get there. I didn't hate the read. That was a squad pod. I didn't hate the read. They didn't get there. They were minus 14. What else happened? Oh, so Cincinnati. I watched the first half of this game. It was ugly. It was ugly. I know. Listen, I'm a Javon fan, and I like his takes, and I think he's right more often than he's wrong when he's got reads on players and on teams. But that's a bad start for Brandon Sorsby. Holy fuck, man! I mean, he looked great with his legs. So I was wondering, because I respect Javon's opinion, and I've been on Cincinnati last year. I thought Sorsby, from what I watched of him, that's right, Alan. I watched Cincinnati football last year. Get fucked. But I thought Sorsby looked like he has potential to be a good quarterback. Last night, what was the deal? Was it a Sorsby thing or was it a Nebraska thing? Because what the fuck? I mean, what was he? 69 passing yards? Yeah, he's not very. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. But I took Rutgers instead, like a loser. Oh my God! Did you really? Oh, yeah, I commented. That's right, I commented. I said I was rooting for you, but I think Ohio plays spoiler. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to make a bet just because Steak's on it. You did say you liked that over. You should have fucking played it, dickwad. Tons of unders as well. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yep. If he was any sort of competent, they win with ease. Receivers also dropped crucial touchdown. Yep. Rutgers made Navarro look like fucking Michael Vick. Yeah, every player surrounding Sorsby is dog shit and shouldn't get paid. I think my takeaway from that game was this. Was that supposed to be a home game for Cincinnati? And I'm sure that this was a topic of conversation, and I'm probably late to the party. I understand that. But forgive me. Okay? We got a lot of things we've been fucking talking about. Forgive me. Okay? That was a home game for Cincinnati, and they put it in Arrowhead Stadium against Dylan Raiola, who we all know him as the Patrick Mahomes wannabe. That's not fair. That's not fair. Takeaways out. Raiola still doesn't have a signature game. Yeah, he like made a couple decent throws. I don't think Raiola's that good. I don't think he's that good. And I'll tell you what, I didn't take anything Nebraska. I don't think I'm a Matt Rule guy, but I know, like I've said many times, we got some smart people and some guys I like who are on Nebraska over wins. You got to be a little nervous, don't you? I mean, you're happy to get the win. A win's a win, but you can't like what you saw last night, right? Yeah, I thought Nebraska's the defense looked pretty good. I thought the run game was okay, nothing special, but you gotta be a little nervous, right? Raiola, you know what Raiola did, in my opinion? He made the easy throws, which that might sound like, well, yeah, but I mean, like, come on, that's easier said than done. It's still hard. You got teams that overcomplicate things, players that overcomplicate things. There are guys that won't make the easy throw. They overlook it. They don't wait long enough. But like, there were guys open, and he found them. I don't know what his stats were. I don't have the box score. But from when I watched the game, and I went back and I watched the highlights, and just so you know, I'm going to be doing this a lot more because Alan Dims does have a point to a certain extent. If I'm going to be talking about these games and giving opinions, I should get some eyes on all of them. I didn't have the opportunity to do that. Also, that's making an excuse. I just didn't do that quite as much in the past. But I've also, in my 20s, all I did was watch every football nonstop. But it's a little bit harder when I get older. So this is my way of catching up. I thought Cincinnati's defense was terrible, straight up. I thought their defensive scheme was terrible. Did anybody else notice this? I got to see. Now I got to pull up the box score. Did anybody else notice? I saw 2 or 3 times Nebraska was on like 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 5. And Cincinnati had their outside corners playing 10 yards off. And the Nebraska wide receiver just ran 5 yards and caught and got the first down. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? I don't know, but yeah, the coverage was soft. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I get eyes on sometimes. Is like, I think the scheme is terrible. Let me tell you right now, if I was ever calling defenses, like, this is just the shit in life that I wish is so simple and so obvious. And why can't we change it? Like just starting games on time and simple bullshit like that. If it is 3rd and 5, let me tell you where my cornerbacks are not going to be past 5 yards. You're going to earn it. I don't care if you get beat. I don't fucking care if you get beat. I'll take that chance. I'm not giving you an easy first down. I don't understand who calls coverage like that. And you see it all the fucking time. Whatever moron filled in for the Eagles 2 years ago, before Vic Fangio, that's what the Eagles did all the time. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. And I remember watching the Cowboys carve them up in that game. And I'm like, every time their coverage, they're 3rd and 8, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. The DBs are 10, 12 yards off. It makes no sense to me. It has me so pissed. Corners playing 12 yards. That's exactly what it was, Fat Girls. I mean, and it happened more than once. The Nebraska wide receiver literally ran a couple yards, turned around and caught the ball. And it's like, well, that's okay if it's like 3rd and 15, but 3rd and 4. I can't believe it. I can't fucking believe it. How do these guys get paid? How do these guys get paid? I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not, because of course you could play press coverage. You could bring the corners up and then you get fucking beat. Little fucking fake move, go outside. They take a shot, touchdown. Then you say, well, DJ, that didn't work. I get it. But wouldn't you rather have that? I'd rather have that. Horse shit. Want to get eaten alive this year? Is going to get abused in Big Ten? Yeah, probably. Listen, it's one game. I'm not going to judge too much off of one game, but I did not like what I saw from Nebraska last night. I didn't. There's something about Sorsby that I like. There is. I'm nowhere near as high as him as Javon is, but for a college quarterback, your receiver spots on the counter. Go back and get your stuff. Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay, sorry, just had a quick text to attend to. What was I saying? I got distracted. I'm sorry. Fuck. What was I talking about? Does anybody remember? This would be a good test, actually. I should do this every now and then. Did I miss Jorge Pack? You did. Tell your QB to change his nail colors. Sorsby, that's right. You hate Javon. Hilarious. No, I'm not as high on Sorsby as Javon is, but again, I respect Javon's opinion on quarterbacks, especially college quarterbacks, way more than mine. I see something with Sorsby. Like, he looks like a good player. I love the way he can use his legs. He's got a good arm. I'm not out on Sorsby at all, but that was a bad showing. Like, that just was a really bad showing. But the whole time I just started to feel so bad. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? This is supposed to be a Cincinnati home game. How the fuck? Don't you think that they're kind of cucks for agreeing to that? Don't you think Cincinnati's kind of like, yeah, sure, we'll take it. But maybe you need the money. I don't know. You kind of cucked, right? Am I using that word appropriately? I know the kids love the cuck. Love calling people cucks. Bad game in general. Yeah, cuck cats. But isn't Cincinnati kind of cucks to say, hey, we're going to take away a home game from you. We're going to put the game in fucking Arrowhead, where your opponent's quarterback is a lookalike of Pat Mahomes. And they're going to talk about it 75 times. Like, what'd you think? Oh, well, we have Travis Kelce. He went to Cincinnati. That's cool. Pfft. Nobody's really traveling from Cincinnati to go watch that game. Kids are probably excited to play. You think so? I'll tell you right now. Here's my belief. Agree or disagree. Agree or disagree. If that game's in Cincinnati, Cincinnati wins. Fuck. They might even win by fucking 2 scores. Agree or disagree? For sure. For sure. Yeah. It was originally supposed to be. Oh, it wasn't originally? Oh. What happened? What happened? Why did it go? Why was it not in? That's weird. Cincinnati, Nebraska, box score. Coach offense did not. Yeah. AD moved it for money. Oh, so he got cucked. Yeah. You talking to me? Yeah, he got cucked. He said, all right. Interesting. Anyways, I'm going to go look at this box score real quick. Sorsby, 13 and 25, 69 yards. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus, that is so bad. That is really bad. Raiola, 33 of 42. Crazy for a guy who only had 9 incompletions. It just did not look that good. 243 yards, 2 touchdowns. He played a clean game. Did he have a fumble? Actually, I think he did. Yeah. Oh, he didn't lose it though. Doesn't look like. Yeah. Team stats here. And Cincinnati only had 16 first downs. Oh my God. Third down. Listen to this right now. Nebraska was faced with 18 first downs. I mean, that's a great job by the Cincinnati defense to force them to 18 third downs. 10 of 18. That's over 50%. 10, he had 33 to the last drive for what it's worth. What are you talking about? 33 passing yards? Oh my God. 10 of 18 on third downs. The Cincinnati defensive coordinator needs to take the fucking look in the mirror. That is terrible. How weird the Nebraska QB is. We need to talk how weird the Nebraska QB is. Am I Raiola? We're talking about that nonstop. That is fucking pathetic. Wow, Cincinnati had 2 turnovers. Nebraska had none. Damn. Anyways, okay, I'm going to shut it down, guys. I do have a bit of a hard stop. Thanks for hanging out. Good stream today. Thank you to George again for making the time. Wow, we got 30 in YouTube, 85 in Twitch. Love to see that. Thoughts on your fantasy team, DJ? Listen, I'll tell you guys straight up. So I have a little brother, and he had golf lessons last night. So I met my dad up there, and we had a couple drinks, and it was burger night at the golf course. I had a burger; it was delicious, and had a couple drinks, and I got there at 5, and I said I had a hard stop at 7, but I was there till about 7:20. I did make the first few draft picks, but the draft just kind of got away from me, and then it auto drafted. It got me Quinshon Judkins, it got me Keenan Allen, and it got me some other fucking idiot. Who was the other idiot it got me? I'm not happy about the auto draft at all. The auto draft, Travis Kelce. The auto draft was terrible. But again, I've said this ad nauseum. I'm not a fantasy football guy. Like, I know, and I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but like, I like one fantasy team because I know who my guys are and I know who I'm rooting for. Now I got 2 teams, and it's like, there's like a hodgepodge and there's like a mix, and I got this other guy on my team now. Well, what if I'm playing him one week? I want the guy to do poorly. Oh, but in my other league, I have him. So if he's doing well, at least it's good there. That's not how I like to roll. It's not my style. Sorry. So I'm in the league. I'm gonna play. All right. I'm not gonna not be fun. But I mean, I gotta tell you, it's just it doesn't get me going. It doesn't get me going. But yeah, I did what I could. I got a couple guys that I liked. I got Puka. I think did I get Josh Jacobs? I don't know that I got. I know I got James Cook. I had James Cook last year. He's a big reason I went to the ship. By the way, there are some. Anybody want to just talk about the games tonight? There are some games tonight. We should talk about them. It's an ugly slate. It is an ugly slate. Steak and I are going to record our best bets for Saturday. We're going to put it on the YouTube channel. Can you guys do me a favor while you're here? Of course you can, because you're fucking friendly motherfuckers and you're very supportive, and we always appreciate that. If you are in Twitch, what you're going to do right now, right motherfucking now, if you are in Twitch, you're going to click this link. It's linked to our YouTube page. Bang. You're going to click that link and you're going to subscribe, and you're going to get a notification when Steak and I's video goes up there for our best bets in week 1. All right. Take the over in Charlotte App State. Okay. Good luck, Big Rob. Yeah, does anybody have a play today? New viewer here. How often do you do these? What's up, Juan Huerta? We do them every weekday, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called the board review. And we go over the board typically, although we've talked ad nauseum about the college football week 1. So we're going to post on our YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to it. Like the stream while you're at it. You getting on Western Michigan tonight, TJ? Don't think so. Don't think so. Here's what I like. Or here's what I want to talk about, I guess, rather. This Army line looks short. Here, let me go up to pick it. Yep. By the way, Kev, if you're in here, have fun at the game, man. That sounds like a great time. You're going to who's going to games this year? This weekend. We gotta get some DGen shirts. Gotta get more gambling DGen shirts. You know, as much as I love paying for high quality, I know like the turnaround on prices. I'm see if I can get lower prices, but I have to sacrifice on the quality a little bit, make them a little bit cheaper. But I would love to get some gambling shirts out there, repping at the fucking games for college football season. You going to the USC game? Nice. Get eyes on Jaden Maeva for me. That's my Heisman winner. Under in Kennesaw State and Wake Forest. Nice. Both. I know you can get behind junior bases today, DJ. No, I'm done. I'm done with baseball. But yeah, he's one of the best hitters in baseball, of course. Western Michigan and Michigan State. Yeah, I'm not a big Michigan State guy, but I'm gonna pass on that. Oh, good game tonight. There's 2 good games tonight. We got Auburn, and we have Baylor. I'm sorry. We have Auburn, Baylor, and we have Georgia Tech and Colorado. Is tonight the Kentucky game? Because that's a game I wanted to talk about. Or is that tomorrow? Charlotte, man, I'll tell you what. You know what? Charlotte getting 3.5 at home. I want to take Charlotte so bad, but God, giving that hook just scares me sometimes, man. Kennesaw State and Wake Forest 17.5. Bethune-Cookman, FIU. I got know nothing about that. Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be fun content. Go to a fucking FIU game, or maybe it just sounds fun. It wouldn't be that fun. I'm not that desperate to go get some content to go all the way to FIU for a fucking football game. Tomorrow. Okay, Overbay Cat, appreciate you. By the way, you new follower? I don't think I've seen your name too often. Welcome to the stream, though. Appreciate you. Guys, go up to that YouTube channel, hit subscribe. You'll see our video there later today, probably this evening. Both games at 8. Why the fuck are both games at 8? Oh, yeah, NJIT game, dig that. I will do that, though. That's fun. Sam Houston State. Oh, that's one of my plays tonight. I'm going to be on UNLV. Raid betting news, por favor? Sure. No need for the FIU slander. No, nothing personal at all. Hutch bets. You've been around a long time. Are you an FIU alum or a student? That's cool. Where's GRO? By the way, Steak will be on Ramble tomorrow. That's right. Steak will be on Ramble tomorrow. What time is Ramble tomorrow? 9 a.m. or 10 a.m.? No, not 10. Not 9 a.m. Nice. Okay. No, don't say that. By the way, Amber, were you at the fucking Mexican restaurant yesterday and the stream was on? That's great. That's awesome. Appreciate that. That was very cool. UNLV is the only thing I like tonight as well. Baylor, Auburn as a fan. Love it. Yeah, me too. I don't feel the need. I don't feel the need. Steak is sick. Oh yeah, he is sick. I wonder if he's gonna come on, that fucking pussy. Just kidding. Think it's like, hey man, we're gonna stream our fantasy football draft. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, by the way, I'm sick. I don't think I can stream the fantasy football draft. I'm like, I'm not fucking streaming the fantasy football draft. Yep, you're still on. Oh, we're on right now too. Does anybody in the Mexican restaurant follow the degenerate and watch our streams? Love that. No, it wasn't photoshopped. No way. Originally loved Baylor. Now I'm leaning Auburn. Yep, I lean Auburn, but I know Steak and some sharp ass dudes love Baylor. No thanks. Guys, I got to tell you, gun to my head, I'd probably play Auburn here. Maybe the over. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, maybe I'll get a little cheeky with it early under. You're not playing Baylor? Okay. Thank you for clarifying, Steak. Jackson Arnold first drive. Man, you're leaning over. I'm going to Florida LSU right now on the 50. I'd love the Rock Gambling shirt. Love that. Love that. First row on the 50. All right, bad guy. I'll get something figured out. Got them to win the Big 12 for this exact reason. Don't trust game one bit. Oh, yeah. Cash it. Steak is coming to the fucking dark side. That's what I'm saying. That's my fucking guy. But I want him to be his own person. I don't want to be the fucking same. That's boring. I want to be different individuals. But like, I love that Steak always kind of comes to the dark side. And now he's already, I don't need to bet the game. Ching, I'm invested. Don't you love that shit? I love that shit. Great job. Makes sense. DJ changed you. Is even mid. I feel like Auburn could be pretty good. Yeah, I know everybody's down on Jackson Arnold and Auburn this year. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't like Jackson Arnold, but maybe it was an Oklahoma thing. I don't know. I like UNLV. I'm going to take a shot on UNLV. Quantitative eating's POD is the over in this game. Totally fine with that. I think the Rebels offense fucking rolls. I think they do. I think you get a little bit of a better game from the Rebels defense. I don't know. I was talking to Sir about that on Owner's Box, and he was giving me a hard time about it. I'm like, listen, I'm just buying low in a little bit of a bounce back spot for a defense I got embarrassed after week one, who didn't take their opponent seriously. I think they're going to take their opponent seriously now. Let's see if they step up. That's what I'm taking the chance on. But I don't know for sure. UNLV defense could be terrible. They could be terrible. We're back on college football. Hell yeah, that's right, Esto. I'm not invested in the game one bit is my point. No, you are invested in the game, aren't you? Every win counts for Baylor. Every win counts for Baylor. So you don't need to bet Baylor here. You are invested in the game. You're not betting the game because you are already invested in the game. Coach, let's go. Yep, more so, man. I just love Baylor as a team. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Make sure Steak understands how the already invested works. You are invested in Baylor. You took them to win the conference. Every win matters. Right? Okay. I think that's it, guys. Listen, I want to tell you guys something. All right? In all seriousness, and I mean this. Oh, it doesn't? Yeah. Yep. They will. Maybe we'll do one. We'll do one early next week. We'll see how Steak feels. I'll have to be in Florida one more week. Then I got to go back up to New York on the 9th. Yeah, but doesn't the record still matter? Like, don't you want your team to win their out of conference games or no? I know that. Obviously, I understand that. But isn't it still important? Like, don't you want a better record? Don't you want to win? No? I know the conference games matters more. I totally understand that. I do. I still thought every win counts. At all. Really? Okay. Well, El Ball over there. I thought you would still want them to win. Okay. All right. Fair enough. LD Gen. My bad on that one. I don't know why I didn't know that. So even if there's a team, even if there's two teams that have worse Big 12 records but better overall records, it does not matter. The only thing that matters with conference championship games is the conference record. Yeah, I'll just be straight up with you guys. I was not entirely clear on that. I'm not a fine print guy. What do you want me to tell you? They could go and lose. Just see. Got it. Okay. Hey, didn't know that. Won't matter at all. Okay, then Steak is not invested in this game. I take that back. Never mind. I didn't know that either. I won't lie. It's okay not to lie. It's okay to be transparent and admit you don't know things. It's all right. I didn't know either. Look at that. Everybody, hey, we're having one big fucking I didn't know party together. Kumbaya, baby. Listen, in all seriousness, week one, it's a great time to have football back, but don't blow your load. Okay. Don't be stupid. It's not, there is nothing cool about trying to go out there and spray the board. That's not cool. I just want to always make sure that's very clear. I love gambling. I love sports. I love being a degenerate sick fuck. I really do. But you got to be responsible. You know what is not cool is betting too much, blowing your bankroll, not being able to pay your fucking debts, and letting this shit stress you out, potentially ruin your life. Don't do that. All right. It's very serious. Let's have fun with it. Week one, Friday, we have Saturday, we have Sunday, we have a lot of things. Have some fun, but be responsible. Don't go out there and spray the fucking board if you don't want to. Okay. But obviously, I understand if you have an edge, if you feel good about it, or if you lower your units, whatever, bet responsibly. Let's have some fun this football season. Don't be stupid. We have NFL coming up. Okay. It's nothing cool about going out there and betting every game on the board. I just want you to know that. All right. Let's go, boys. We're all the way back. Yep. College ball just eats my coin. I stay away. Smart man. Smart man. That'd be advice. Thank you, Hill Daddy. Nuke everything. Don't listen to Curdy Flirty. Okay. Don't listen. I got a rule here. Don't let Curdy Flirty got a sub bang. You got to be fucking kidding me. Steak gifted Curdy Flirty a sub bang. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Steak. What is this guy doing over here gifting out sub banks to Curdy Flirty? All this motherfucker does is bitch and moan. What happened to the guy that used to come in here and say penis? Nate Dogg. Take it out of Steak's pay. Yeah, I listen. There's no way to reprimand Steak. You can't punish Steak. You can't suspend Steak. You can't do that. He won't let it happen. I don't know what else I got to tell this fucking guy. You don't need to be. You got to make these motherfuckers earn it. Curdy Flirty needs to fucking smack that fuck. If he wants, he's gonna watch ads if he doesn't want to pay for the sub. Steak just gave him. Jeff Rose, Beeve, and MJ collab on Auburn. No shit. Wow. That feels that feels contrarian. So, I mean, I support it. Look at Curdy Flirty go. Look at Curdy Flirty go. Great job, Steak. Great job, Steak. You pulled it out of him. You pulled it out of him. You gave him a little taste, and now he's out here fucking spreading the love. Look at that. I want an apology. I'm not apologizing. I'm not saying anything bad about you. I was mad about Steak. But good job, Curdy Flirty. Hey, listen, I'll remember that. I'll remember that. Yep, Steak, you too. Good job. Good job. Listen, this is a great stream for Steak. This motherfucker ain't even here. And I'm wrong about the Big 12 thing. I'm wrong about Curdy Flirty. Good job, Curdy Flirty. Invest in the OPS. What does that mean? Cam, what does that mean? Okay. I think we're all set, guys. Bet responsibly. Have fun. Thanks for hanging out as always. Appreciate the support. We'll have our best bets up there later. Steak Frown gave out 5 right before we shut down the stream. Love that shit. OPP bets, Reeve Trees, Mend, Retro Stick, Sam 145. Who got him from Curdy? Let's see. Rummiest just got here. Now you can watch ad free. B bets, Overbay Cap. Overbay Cap has been chatty today. We'd love to see that. Chalky Milk. Ooh, I love it. Good chocolate milk. And Colton R6. Holy shit, where's Nate Dogg? Yeah, remember Nate Dogg used to come in here and you just say penis? That's kind of funny. Anyways, I think that's it. And that's all I got. All right, let me raid. Is Betting News still live? I'll raid him right now. Show him a little love. Raid. Is it your Betting News? Nope. Oh, fuck. It's 11:20. I had a hard stop at 11. Shit. Oh, boy. I'm going to be late. Hold on. The raid has been created. Are they still live? Yep. All right, McKiffin. Appreciate you. Fix a dent in your forehead. I can't fix that. It's Betting News. All right, thank you very much. Jet Broseph with 5 subs too. Are you kidding me? We have a hype train going on when I'm about to fucking shut it down. Oh, I don't even know how to raid right now. Raid now. Hold on. How do I raid? It says 41 people are going to raid, but I can't raid because there's a hype train. Jet Broseph, appreciate you, man. ASIM got one. Perfect rotation. Sports better. Canes for life. And Jet Broseph gave one to Bunklin. You love that. Seeing those guys in there. All right, join the raid. Go over to Betting News. Say what's up. Have a great weekend, everybody. Appreciate you. Appreciate you as always. Peace.